Hey guys, I want y'all to really listen and pay attention, okay? This is a sample from a book called The Battle for Christmas by Stephen Nissenbaum. The guy is a Jew, but he's a good historian, and it really takes an unbiased mind, i.e., one who didn't grow up with Christmas, to really take an objective stance about Christmas. Yeah, I mean, Christmas makes us nostalgic. You think it's goodwill towards men, all that garbage mishmash theology. But it's really not theology, it's the exact opposite of theology. Everything about Christmas came from paganism and actual tree worship and pretty much misrule. In this book, he really goes over the specifics. First of all, the weather in Judea during late December was simply too cold for shepherds to be living outdoors with their flocks. December 25th just happens to be Baal's birthday, Baal, which the Old Testament specifically forbid worshiping, and it happens to be Hercules' birthday, okay? And it happens to be around the same time as Saturnalia. This isn't all just coincidence. Constantine made Christ's birthday December 25th so as to amalgamate all that paganism. Okay, let's start off a little slower here. See, uh, the Reverend Increase Mather of Boston, his name was Increase, accurately observed in 1687 that the early Christians who first observed the Nativity on December 25th did not do so thinking that Christ was born in that month, but because the heathen Saturnalia was at that time kept in Rome, and they were willing to have those pagan holidays metamorphosed into Christian ones. Okay? Constantine did it all just to please the Visigoths, just so they wouldn't slaughter Christians. And by doing that, they exactly went against the word of God. The Yule log, the candles, the holly, the mistletoe, even the Christmas tree, pagan traditions all, with no direct connection to the birth of Jesus. You know how many atheists I know celebrate Christmas? What does that tell you? Um, I mean, the Puritans had another reason for suppressing Christmas. It was excessive eating and drinking, the mockery of established authority, begging. That's all. I mean, why would Christ want you to beg? He said, "Sell all that thou hast." What does that have to do with giving away presents every year? Um, Here's the thing: the deep freeze of midwinter had not set in during this time. The work of gathering the harvest and preparing for winter was done, and there was plenty of newly fermented beer and wine as well as meat for freshly slaughtered animals, meat that had to be consumed before it was spoiled. So it's one of those punctuation marks in the rhythmic cycle of work, a time when there was minimum of work to be performed. This is all about nature and the rhythmic cycles of the earth. It has nothing to do with when Jesus was born, okay? St. Nicholas, for example, is associated with the Christmas season chiefly because his name day, December 6th, coincided in many European countries with the end of the harvest and the slaughter season. Okay? What does that tell you? That has nothing to do with celebrating Christ's, life and death. First of all, Christmas only celebrates Christ's birth. It doesn't celebrate the hard stuff that he went through, okay? Um, Excess took many forms. Reveling could easily become rowdiness, lubricated by alcohol, misrule, and it was part of what one historian has called the world of carnival. Carnival is rooted in the Latin words carne and veil, farewell to the flesh, and flesh refers here not to only meat but also to sex. Carnal and carnivorous, it's all the same thing. It's just don't care about the flesh right now. Okay, here. Let's see. And let's see. Most Englishmen, Bourne claimed, chose to celebrate it well past the official period of 12 days, right up to Candlemas Day on February 2nd. For that entire 40-day period, it was common for men to rise early in the morning that they may follow strong drink and continue until night, till wine inflame them. Back in the day, Christmas was pretty much like Mardi Gras, of which Shrove Tuesday is from the same pagan rituals, okay? This is all not a joke. This isn't me killing time. Once again, this has nothing to do with me just being resentful. This is the word of God saying do not celebrate the exact paganism that people think is Christmas. In the Saturnalian days, masters did wait upon their servants. The Gentiles called Saturn's the time of the Golden Age, because in it there was no servitude, in commemoration whereof on his festival servants must be masters. At this time, Christmas in the day, like in the 1700s, was pretty much people doing what we do at Halloween. We go to different houses and beg for money, trick or treat. You either give us something or we're going to toilet paper your house. Okay, back then toilet papering houses actually it meant throwing rocks through windows. That's what we did back in the day. Okay, and nothing about Christmas is about Jesus. It's all customs. Okay, let me go to page 11. It says right here. The role inversions actually served as a reaffirmation of the existing social order. It was a little like Halloween today, when for a single evening children assumed the right to enter the houses of neighbors and even strangers, to demand of their elders a gift or treat, and to threaten them should they fail to provide one with a punishment or trick. Okay? If you think Christmas is all about Jesus, it's really about Halloween. It's actually the exact opposite of what Jesus taught. Okay, he said, "Sell all that thou hast." Okay, I mean, I've read about the first 50 pages of this book, and I cannot stress how much evidence in history actually goes behind this. This is just the free sample on Kindle. If y'all look how much information is. Oh, see, there's one little, block from 37 to 40. It's not included. But anyway, just read this sample on Kindle for free. Or you could just buy the freaking book. And it's an amazing book, and it talks about I'm only on the second chapter, 50 pages through, and it talks about exactly what I was fearing. Whenever you look at the commercials and stuff, Christmas, let me just type Christmas right here. Christmas. Okay, what shows up? A Christmas tree, which Jeremiah 10 said specifically not to do. Stockings. I mean, where's Jesus? I don't see Jesus anywhere. Oh, there's Santa Claus, which is St. Nicholas / Odin, the white bearded man who flew around the skies. Oh, that's not Jesus. Okay, there's a reindeer. I don't know. That's not in the Bible. Where is Jesus? I mean, I just Googled Christmas and there isn't Jesus anywhere because it's specifically not Jesus. Let me type Christmas Jesus. Okay. We get the star, and then in the manger, and then the wise men and the magi. Okay. Where's this? That wasn't in the Bible. There's no Christmas tree in Joseph's house. There's no Christmas tree even in the founding fathers' rooms, even Abe Lincoln. Christmas was an American holiday till 1856. Okay, it's not a... okay, I mean, here's one thing. Jesus is the reason for this season. This is paganism. If you look up in the actual Celtic mythology, all of the female goddesses were tree goddesses, right? And not only that, but if you line all of them up, it actually represented a cone, like a cone-like figure. And then at the top was a star. Okay? And then Jeremiah 10 says specifically, do not do the way of the heathen. Make a tree, deck it with gold, put a wooden platform under it. That's exactly what God said not to do to the Jews, and yet they were doing it. People wonder why the Old Testament God is so vengeful. Because we were doing this stuff. 4,000 Years of Christmas is another book talking about how the traditions of Christmas go back 2,000 years prior to Christ. What is going on here? Christ's birth has nothing to do with what Christ's mission was. Christ's mission was to suffer. It wasn't to just be born and be happy and get presents. Look at this. This is hilarious. It has Santa Claus at Jesus' birth. Oh my God. What? This is hilarious. This is incredibly insulting, and it just tells you what our nation has become. America is the daughter of Babylon. The original Babylon of the Mesopotamians was, wiped out, so now it's all in the Vatican. This is hilarious. I mean, it's it's a joke. It's not God versus the devil. God is in charge of everything, and the devil was allowed by God to deceive us. 2 Thessalonians 2:11. God will send a strong delusion that we should believe a lie, that anyone who had pleasure in that lie will have damnation. Christmas is part of the lie. Okay, Easter, Mardi Gras, Halloween, 40 days of Lent, the Mass, confession, the Eucharist, Hail Mary. Every single thing is a lie. Just read the Bible and you'll find out. Ironically, how people just can't do that much. Oh, it's too long and boring. No, the Old Testament is long. The New Testament is not long. The New Testament will take you probably a week to finish if you read one book a day. And if you're a Christian, it'll kind of mean something to you too, so it won't be as boring as you think it is. Revelation is probably the hardest one, i.e. the most boring, because people don't know the symbols. All you have to do with Revelation is watch the Groxt. Everything else, I would recommend Jim Brown. He knows history, he knows facts, he knows what is up, what is down, and what is actually in the Word of God or not. Not when I say the Word of God, I don't mean the KJV Bible. I mean the Greek Textus Receptus. But that's a whole other can of worms, as all y'all like to hear me say constantly. Like, every time I mention something, it's a summary of a million other things I've read. Anyway, I just want you all to kind of realize, okay? The KKK, guess what? The Baal worshippers, in Ezekiel 8, exactly what the Baal, what God was trying to tell the Jews not to do was do the Baal worship. And guess what the Baal worshippers looked like? They wore robes of white and had little, sorry, they had hoods. They had white hoods. That was the Baal priests. Okay, you don't see that. Let me see. KKK Baal. Oh, weird. I find Jim Brown when I type KKK and Baal. He's the only one who combined the two. It's not a joke. This isn't a. I don't know where to begin, but anyway, it's the beginning of the end, y'all. And if you really want to be a follower of Jesus, do not follow America. It specifically says in the Bible, if you're a friend of the world, then you're an enemy against God. Love not the world nor the things in it, because they're not of the Father, they're of the world. Christmas is of the world. If you have gangsters and rapists and killers, they love Christmas. Christians do not need one day to celebrate Jesus. Every single day. KJV, I die daily. Okay? Corinthians 15:31. Okay? It's every single day. Alright? I protest by your rejoicing, which I have in Jesus Christ Lord. I die daily. Okay? And obviously it doesn't mean literally. The whole Bible is metaphorical and people take it literally. The Catholics say, eat my flesh. That's truth indeed. And without even looking at the Greek, it says, my flesh is truth indeed. Indeed in Greek is aletheia. My flesh is of the truth. Then Jesus asks, why canst thou be baptized in the baptism I've been baptized with? Of course, why would that be a challenge if it was just water? Okay? The baptism is the blood baptism. To fucking die for your beliefs. Period. Okay? Just like Jesus. He was prepared to die for his beliefs. Just like the tribulation will be for the foolish virgins who have to stay, who were not raptured on the wings of an eagle of Revelation 12:14, will have to stay for the New World Order and then die for your beliefs. Okay? That's baptism. It's just the tip of the iceberg, y'all. Study.